In this video, we are going to build a mobile-first responsive homepage that works on your smartphone, tablet, and desktop. Let's start by creating an empty index.html file. I am using the emit HTML5 abbreviation that will create the boilerplate code for me. If you want to learn some emit shortcuts for VS Code, I have a video on the channel that teaches you the basics and some advanced emit concepts. Let's add the first CSS file. This CSS file will apply some overrides and some defaults that allow us to get a consistent behavior on different browsers. I will be using the normalize.css file from Nicholas's GitHub page. This is the same reset file that the popular Bootstrap CSS library uses. I am adding one custom section that I borrowed from the Bootstrap implementation. Let's add the reference to the CSS file. Let's add a second CSS file that will set the font for the entire page. The homepage we are going to build uses the Noto Sans font. Let's head over to fonts.google to get the font code. We need the regular and bold variation. I am applying the font to the body HTML tag. This means any tag nested inside the body tag will use this font by default. We need to download the logo file. I am downloading the SVG variation of the logo. This will ensure that the file size is very small and the quality will be very crisp as it is a vector format. Let's create an images folder to keep the directory organized. Let's create a navigation.css file. This file will contain all our styles relating to the navigation. As this is a mobile-first implementation, all the CSS we write will be the default CSS applied when the page loads. The default layout we are building is for a mobile device, hence the term mobile first. This means any responsive CSS for tablet or desktop layout will be wrapped in media queries. Let's download the burger menu icon. We are going to use a HTML button to render burger menu icon, so we need to unset the default border browsers apply on button elements. The logo and the menu burger toggle button are side by side. We can use a flexbox layout to achieve this layout. It seems I forgot to add a reference to the navigation.css file. Let's add it. I think I used the wrong width for my logo image. Let me check what the width is in Figma. Yes, I use the height as the width. Let's fix it. Great, the image and the toggle button now look like the Figma mock. Let's add the borders separating the mobile navigation and the logo. If your border is too close to the logo, make sure your padding is set correctly. Let's move on to the navigation items. I am using an unordered list for the navigation items. Browsers apply some defaults to unordered lists. That's why I am setting the padding and margin of the nav items class. To get the text to be the same size as the Figma mock, we need to use the font size and line height from the Figma mock. We already set the font family on the entire page when we created the base.css file. I am using some more emit abbreviations to build the multiple navigation items. If you want to learn some emit shortcuts for VS Code, I have a video on the channel that teaches you the basics and some advanced emit concepts. It looks like the padding is not correct. Let's investigate. I made a typo when typing pixels. Now the navigation items render correctly. Currently our navigation is always visible. We only want to show the navigation when the toggle button is clicked. Also, when the navigation is visible, we need to update the burger menu icon to be a close icon. Let's download the close icon from the Figma file. The open and close class names will be dynamically added when we click the burger menu icon. Stay tuned as we will be adding the JavaScript that will toggle the class names in the last video of this series. Let's create the tablet version of the navigation. If you have not used media queries before, I highly recommend you visit the link shown in the video for more information on how media queries work. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the widths defined by the Chrome Developer Tools. Feel free to research the different device sizes and use your own custom sizes if you want. Any styles we add inside this media query will only take effect if the browser size is at least 768 pixels. We will be showing the entire navigation on the tablet variation, so I am hiding the burger menu toggle icon. The individual navigation items will be next to one another instead of stacked on top of each other. The navigation is filling the entire available space. I want the navigation to only be the width of all the individual items. If your navigation is not aligned to the right of the page, make sure the nav item class is set to width auto and the nav class is set to justify content space between. Let's add the login and sign up button styles. Let's add the spacing between the navigation items. We don't want to apply the spacing to the last navigation item. We can use the Not Last Child CSS selector to exclude the last navigation item from this CSS rule. We can increase the navigation item spacing when the page is viewed on larger displays. When we view the page as a mobile device, the navigation renders the mobile version. When we view the page as a tablet device, the navigation also renders correctly. We have successfully created the navigation component of our mobile-first homepage. In the next video, we will be building the banner section below the navigation, also known as the hero component.